Why The Running Man isn't a remake of Schwarzenegger's 80s action classic TriStar Pictures. One of our most anticipated fall releases here at Film is The Running Man, directed by Edgar Wright and based on the 1982 novel by Stephen King. Like this year's other big Stephen King movie, The Long Walk, https:/film.com/1953442/The Long Walk Review. The Running Man takes place in a future where survival is turned into a contest. Ben Richards, played by Glenn Powell, has a sick daughter, so he takes a chance at a reality TV show contest where the prize is $1 billion. The stakes of the contest, though, are life and death. To get the money, Richards has to survive for 30 days while being hunted by people all over the world, evading detection when everyone's screen has your face on it. Good luck. And just as Richard's survival skills are being tested, The Running Man is going to test just how much of a movie action star Glenn Powell really is. Wright isn't the first director to make The Running Man into a film. The book was adapted to the screen in 1987, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger as Richards and directed by Paul Michael Glaser. However, Wright resists labeling his movie as a remake of the '87 version. Speaking to Empire magazine, EmpireOnline.com, Wright emphasized, "I felt that nobody needs or wants a straight remake of the 1987 film, but the source material had not been wholly adapted. Indeed, the '87 film is noted to be a loose adaptation. It turned a satirical story into more of a typical Arnold action flick, and King wasn't the biggest fan." https:/film.com/792481. The reason: Stephen King never liked The Running Man adaptation. Wright wants to bring King's own story to the big screen, and according to Wright himself, his and Michael Bacall's The Running Man script earned King's approval. It might sound pedantic to stress that Wright's The Running Man isn't really a remake, but I think here's an example. I have a pet peeve when people call the anime series Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood a remake of the earlier 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist anime. https:/film.com/1590460. Studio Bones made Best Anime Shows twice, Fullmetal Alchemist. The 2003 series was made before the original manga by Hiromu Arakawa was finished, so its story branched off. Brotherhood was, like Wright's The Running Man apparently is, not a remake but a new adaptation designed to be more faithful. Or how about another movie coming out soon, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein? Should that be counted as a remake of the 1931 Frankenstein directed by James Whale, when it's really trying to faithfully adapt Mary Shelley's novel? Yet, based on the trailer, Del Toro's Frankenstein, https://www.film.com/1874549, Frankenstein Guillermo del Toro Netflix trailer, depicts lightning as the power which gives the monster life. That detail comes from the Whale movie. Sometimes movie adaptations of classic books become just as famous as the original, and so details from them become canonical, as with Frankenstein. Then there's another Arnold Schwarzenegger sci-fi action flick, 1990's Total Recall, adapted from Philip K. Dick's short story, We Can Remember It For You Wholesale. Another Total Recall movie was made in 2012, starring Colin Farrell. The 2012 Total Recall makes many changes to the setting. It cuts out the original's Mars colony and keeps the story on Earth. But the characters and structure come from the 1990 movie. So does 2012's Total Recall. Count more as a remake or another Dick adaptation. Classifying remakes and adaptations comes with blurred lines, so it ultimately comes down to one's preference. Wright's preference is that you not view his The Running Man as a remake of the Schwarzenegger movie, but as a fresh adaptation of King's story. The Running Man is set for theatrical release on November 14, 2025.